I just came up to here to Jason's. Jason Doe. He also is the who we do the mats through. His house and company's right here. So we just put fertilizer and corn in to finish this bottom half. Pretty sure it's around 8 acres. So I had this harrowed earlier, and then John came to do the test plot when I was about quarter way done this. So I left to go do some recording with that. And then as soon as I got done with that, my plan was to finish this, then help Ferdy with the drill, but with the way today worked out, I went straight to helping Ferdy with the drill. We got that figured out, and Christoph just finished harrowing it. It's been years since I've seen him harrowing, like for planting, because he's always in the planting machine. But yeah, it's just how today's working out. I don't have the box down. It's nice having it on a box because you can lift it up even if you're downhill. But we're gonna take this back to the next field where we were just drilling. That's where Christoph's going to plant next. I've been on some side mission stuff, but I had to do a couple other random stuff, and now I had to get 20 gallons of fuel. Marcus ran out of fuel with the MX 120, so yes, we did not put fuel in it the last couple of days, and we screwed ourselves on that. Christoph is almost done this little add-on of corn we did, and we're gonna go hop over there to where Marcus is. Well, the 6180 is having engine issues, so the old 1086 is really showing her keeps this year. She is on the job this year. He's got his guidance GPS on there now, and he is just hammering the potash stuff. I'm gonna go put fuel in that. Where's Marcus? Okay. She is earning her keeps. So Philip's right there. He's doing the final pass of this field and hammer it out. He just got all in the potash, and at least the top section's already done. That's gonna. It's cool that it's something different, but gotta try diversifying, I guess. So he is right here. It's weird how he's angled, but I think he was grabbing a stone, but no, he wasn't grabbing a stone. There's no stone in the bucket. I don't know why he's faced like this. But anyways, we're gonna put some diesel in her and let it keep going. 20 gallons and a little bit of hand pumping, and after about 10-15 cranks, she fired right up. Those 5.9 engines, you're gonna like it for that. I mean, they're really good engines anyways, but I do like it when it comes to starting them when they run out of fuel. Not very hard.
Now Andreas has this hooked up. Now he's just gonna push it. Dad's coming. You see him squatting? No? Oh, I have a squatting back.
You take this, I'll take the pickup, okay?
Yep.
The reason you just saw us doing that is Gerhardt, he's chiseling so hard he ripped the damn hook right off, or the clevis. But it actually bent it, and it was half broken. It's only been holding by about 1.5 inches worth of steel this whole chisel plowing this season.
I just cleared them out.
We'll have Valancourts make us a new one and make our life a lot easier. Maybe we'll make it big enough so it fits the draw bar.
Good, yeah. Let's go get the seat.
Alrighty.
Yeah, keep going, Marcus.
Marcus, you can keep hammering it out. So I gotta drive the side-by-side back over to the barn. Got Philip and Marcus. They're going at it here. I'm in low range right now. And we got Philip over here. Working it right up. I finally am driving today. Took until night. I did a little bit of Harlan this morning, but just doing other stuff all day. I took over for Alex, pulling the grubbers. We are doing the last pass in the field where Marcus ran out of fuel and Philip was doing, he got a lot of it to the right done. Christoph just started planting. I'm just finishing up the field for the last pass that he did the potash on. We'll be all good. So this field, this is our hardest ground. It's kind of a clay kind of soil. So it has to get worked quite a bit to finally break up. Well, we're all done for the night. You can't really see the tractors, but we're letting that one still cool down. I had mine cool down already, and then he'll shut her down for the night. We're grabbing that chisel plow this morning with this just to get it over to the shop. We unhooked the drill. Christoph went to Valancourt's to get that plate made, and he's got a jack, but I decided to back up and lift it up most of the way with a 3-point hitch arm. That way it's easier to get the jack in there.
Alright. I was hoping it wasn't welded.
It's not. We just gotta slap the impact on it with a wrench, open up the nut, put the new piece on. Did you just hit yourself with that?
Huh?
You hit yourself
No,
with
I thought I was gonna.
You like my lifting? So, make this a little easier for him. Otherwise, you can't get the jack under there. So, he made a new piece. Where did he put it? Right here. That's new. It's definitely a little close. We'll have to wedge it open a little bit, or it'll do that naturally. And then once it's big enough, we'll stick a bolt in there so it can't make itself any bigger than it needs to be. But we're gonna get it home now.
Huh?
We're headed home. That's Hertrabees there. They're headed with their Herald up to Montgomery, it looks like. Philip just went to the big cornfield. That's today's project. Christoph's hoping to get all 100 acres put in today. He should easily be able to do it as long as we can get rolling. We have some stuff we gotta do to get fixed up, but should be a good day hopefully. Trying to hook on the Heralds all by myself, and this little flapper thing, the hitch, doesn't like to stay up, and when they unhook the Heralds from the 1086, they lift it here, but normally if you lift here it stops it from pivoting. So I slapped a ratchet strap on there, and that should hold it in the place I need. Good to go. Made it to the field, and we're in the big cornfield. Christoph's planting in the back. You got Philip in the John Deere, Stanley in the MX 120, and I am in the 200 because the 1086 is now on the fertilizer spreader for potash, and I am tilling over more grass to corn. So this is the grass section that we would have in the big cornfield, and we know there's no rocks here because it's the same land as that. This is kind of the harder soil since it's near the rail trail, but no stones. So we're switching this to corn because, you know, why not? It's just a lot nicer with this tractor, I will say that, than the 1086. This pulls it with more ease. And we have those folded up still for the extra weight to slice. So I gotta do one slice. I'm actually just following this like an S instead of perfectly straight. That way when I come at it for the second time, I can come at it with those straight lines all the way over, and I'll be kind of cross slicing all the sod, and it cuts a lot better than if I follow the same line again. So it is about as rough as it looks, but after about 5-6 passes, it really does start to smooth out. 2 passes with this cuts it up into balls like that size, and then once it's to that size, the 2 other harrows can come in and start helping. But until I get it to that size, the little harrows really struggle to do anything. I mean, I'm not saying they don't do anything, because in the last field that I did, I was only able to do 1 cut with a 1086, and then I couldn't pull it anymore. And they switched their whole rest of it over with the 2 little harrows. It took about twice as long, but they could do it. It just takes time. The grass is coming really nicely, but it's dead now. It's gonna get tilled in. And then if it tries coming back, it's gonna get sprayed anyways when the corn gets sprayed, because it'll be corn. That would make sense, wouldn't it? We're doing the last pass right here of the first time, and then if you look up there, you can see their 1038 and their accelerator going by, also up to Montgomery to do some tillage work. The trees are really blocking the view, but everybody's going at it. So now I just have to do another slice of all this. Oh, rough. And then they'll come over with a little disc and start helping. And then it should start breaking up pretty quick. It's the first 2 slices that really need a lot of work in to get in. I got that cut up twice, and then right when I got that done, Christoph wanted that Stan, Pete, and I picked up some stones that were in this area right here where you can see the color change right where my finger is, all the way to the grass. We hauled in some dirt a couple years ago, and since then the dirt that we hauled in had stones, but it was a big dip and it would always hold water and nothing would grow. So we have stones to pick there every year a little bit. Other than that, there's none in this whole field. But we got to get those picked before we come through with the final pass with the harrows. Ferdy is spreading potash, and Philip has 2 more passes to finish up there, because they work from the road over and then that way this way. It's just how he was doing it. And then Pete's already on the grass, and Philip will be going there too after. And Ferdy will have the whole thing be able to spread potash all the way. So I'm driving back down here because where Alex stopped with the grubbers yesterday, I'm gonna pick up. So I went up and down the sides of the road before going these passes, because if I do it at the end, every single upshift, every single pass Christoph crosses the road, he has to hit that dip. But I wanted to do it to clear up the edge of the road, so I try to do it before, at least try to this year. This will definitely outpull the 1086, no doubt. Like, it can hold a little bit more material in front of the disc. But this is the river bottom issue that you get. It gets so soft. But it grows really good. But I will much rather drive this tractor. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. Jeez. We're just trying to work the potash in here. So I may have the wheels down a lot, but I'm harrowing about as deep as normal, just because the tires are also sinking in that far. Christoph's gaining on me, and I'm gonna be honest, I ain't gonna be able to keep up with him, so he might be waiting 1 or 2 passes for me, because I'm 24 foot and he's 30. So, and with my tractor, I can harrow fast enough that once I get a small lead on him, he really doesn't gain on me too much, because I can pull it fast enough. But with this tractor, I about pull it as fast as he plants. But there's no chance. We are not harrowing a straight line. Not a chance. The camera definitely takes my eyes off of us driving straight. So we got Ferdy's line here. On camera, it kind of looks, it's a straight point A to point B line, yes. Man, the old power hopper. We're only doing 4 miles an hour, 4.5, 5. She's a power hopping queen right here. So yes, it's a straight line from point A to B. It's just funny how when he's following the GPS, like how he goes and he corrects and comes back. But the guidance comes really handy in like every single field, but this one is really nice because it's just how big it is and how long of a line it is. You kind of start to wander. I've spread it potash too. Ferdy does it normally, like 99% of the time Ferdy does all the potash, but a couple times I've done it, like you start to wander where you're going because you kind of lose track. So normally your guidance is the tree on the other side. You aim for one and that's the one you go for. But it definitely is coming in nice, and even with that old 1086 hood, it's a steel hood. Slap it on there, he puts his phone in there, and he's got something to follow. And we're off. It's funny using duals to do it, but we're not going to take them off. I'm on the last couple passes here, but earlier in the video you saw that this thing was sinking out of sight and I couldn't keep it from plugging. Now I got the wheels not even spinning, and it's cutting as deep as it was earlier, but it's not plugging it by any chances. And that's just how the ground goes from really sandy down there, and it just progressively gets harder once you come towards the main road or a rail trail. It's just how this land goes. It's cool, you can watch it change, but this section of the field where Christoph is over, it holds water and it can be a muddy shit show sometimes. That's why we did snappage last year, because it's just, I think he put a different day corn in that section, and it was just wet and we didn't want to chop it. So I gotta spin back around and then finish it up. I'm headed to the next field now. This is all done, harrowed. I guess there's a truck spot right here that didn't get 2 passes. They got 1 pass from the harrows, but didn't get both. They'll be fine though. So Christoph's working here, he's getting that over, and then other than this little spot right here, it's actually a fully straight line now. All the way basically to here. You can just drive right across. It's the first time ever. It's pretty cool. That's an extra, I think this was 8 acres added on almost to the field, so. It's a big cornfield now. It's over 100 acres. I'm going to the next one. I'm driving the MX 120 out to Richford right now for Marcus with the 14-foot harrows. So you can see there's not much road left. And the 16-footer Philip brought out earlier, that one's the real pain in the ass one to get out here. It's about, I want to say around 6 miles from the farm to out here. These are our farthest away cornfields. But these are the road just, it's tight with all the windy curves here. Right here it's not bad, but I think coming home is always worse than driving out here, because when you come home you have the guardrails almost the whole ways, so you can't move over at all. Once you get past Robert Sampier's place, it kind of tight around the quarter there too, you have the walk wall, so you're kind of pinned between guardrails, and the rock wall. Now right here, all you do is hope and pray nobody's coming every single time. You have no room for this thing. You better pray that you don't meet an 18-wheeler. And that's about how you do it every single time. You got those two little fields there. Philip already did them once. So we're cruising. This is the tight spot. No matter what side you're on, you're basically screwed. You got that rock wall right there. And then it opens back up here. But that one spot right there is the worst. You have not a lot of room. And then the rest of the way you have like 2-3 feet you can push over, so it's not the end of the world. But you can see when you're coming back, that guardrail really can make it sketchy sometimes. So you got Alex right here. She's actually headed back to the farm because Gerhardt's gonna finish up the last little bit out here of chiseling, and she's gonna go get the grubbers. And we'll get going. We won't be having my tractor back for corn planting this year. That's for a different video. Look at that. Passing, car coming. Love to see it. The amount of thinking right there is 0. Looks like you brought your snacks. You ready to go? Alright. We got Gerhardt right here. He's finishing it up. Ferdy brought out Marcus, but I gotta drive Gerhardt's car home, so he drove that out earlier. Got Alex hooked up. Pretty sure she's grabbing fuel, or she's dropping off her kids to grandma. One of the two. She has Ava and she has Henry in there, so it's a full-on party. But she's ready to roll. And I'm gonna go behind the barn. I got the first field behind the barns done, and I got 3 more that are disced once, and Ferdy's going to spread the potash right now, and I'll get those done. Christoph's closing in on us here. Look at that old mule right there. She does leave a snail trail of smoke. Let her eat. I love it. I got this field done earlier, and then I had to go run around with Ferdy to get all the other stuff situated. So this one is ready for Christoph's. He's sitting in the driveway right now. We had one of those mornings, if you know, you know. It just, nothing starts how you want. You got a plan. Nothing was able to be executed how you want, but you know, that's farming. And Alex is actually gonna help me a little bit here because Christoph, the seed he has in it, he wants to sit in the 2 top little fields. He'll get the planter empty, and then this field right here is gonna get all seed way, and then this one gets a different corn. So he's gonna get those 2 put in. We're just waiting on Ferdy to get up there with the potash. He had like 3 more passes when I called him, but we don't know how well this is going to work on these fields right here because these were picked, but they did get harrowed twice. They got harrowed once after manure and once now, so I know most of this corn stalks will be out of the way, but there are those piles here and there that you can see throughout the field, so we'll see. Alex is pulling out the travel stops because it does settle a little bit when you go long distances, and when it's unhooked we just make sure it stays up. So she is pulling those out real quick, but we're gonna maybe do a little bit of side-by-side video. A nice straightaway, we'll be able to compare the 2. The fingers on the back have it like, gives it little groove marks. So this one looks like powder. They're both powdered up when you walk over them. It's just those fingers cut in on that soft topsoil to give it kind of a line design. but on dirt ball size, they look about the same. She's pulling that about as fast as I can pull this. I can't, if I pull too much faster than 5.5, that'll actually pull it like 6.5. When you're really letting her have it, that's about all she'll have. But this starts power hopping once you climb over 5.5 to 6. I'm only doing 5 right now if she wants to. Depending on the soil, the sandy stuff, like right in this spot, this is a dry section of this field. The harrow really sinks. You get over towards the woods line, it's harder and it doesn't sink as much. He got this little field done. We did one pass up, and then by the time we did that, he had this little sucker done. It was like 3 up and down for him. He's going over to that one right there. Alex and me. Seems like the corn stalks aren't bothering it. Maybe those discs in the front, well, that's kind of what the point of them are just doing enough to where it's working. So since she's helping me, I might actually split this in half. Alex and me are headed to Richford now. Christoph will not be making it out there tonight still because it'll be dark by then, and there's no need to drive it down the road. We're not pushing that hard. We would have been out there already today, but we didn't get going in the morning. Everything's chiseled, like I showed earlier. Alex is gonna be starting in the big field, the big cornfield that's out here. And then Marcus actually unhooked from his harrows. I don't think he had to unhook, but sometimes he's got a mind of his own. He is going stone picking. There's a small section out there near that grass in the back here that always has some stones. We normally just don't chisel it very deep, and it's not an issue, but he saw enough stones to where he wanted to go pick them. I mean, that's the right kind of attitude and work ethic, so we need more of that in this world. That kid literally unhooked from his harrows and all by himself, he's waving, went and picked stones. I'm going back here because this last grass field we're switching over to corn also. Border Patrol's on the move. If you wonder how close we live to the border, we have a full-on Border Patrol station right about a mile from us. There's another one coming. Someone's probably crossing the border again. Got this once now the long way, and now I'm going horizontal against it. The fields that I can do it in, it works the best because then the sod can't move, like bunch up in front of this and not cut good. And this way it gets cut into squares at least. It works the best. Now some of the weird shaped ones that we've done, if it's too narrow, I couldn't go crossways, but if I can, I do. It works pretty good. And if I can do it like that, that cuts down the amount of passes we actually have to do because it cuts it so well on the second pass that it doesn't take as long. Now some people are going to call us idiots for doing it like this. Why didn't you spray it and no-till it? Our planter technically is a no-till, but it works like garbage, really no-tilling it. It only will work somewhat in no-till in river bottom